You see the title, open discussion. Good old Friday. After a whole day of moving and shaking. As you can see, we got merch on deck, tribe jackets. Finna drop the unlimited edition. This one of them. Right here, Tribe Gang 83. On the back say Throwing Club 83. Give some people a second to tap into the chat. And then you know we already got 420 club members. Yeah, we going up. Improving, you know what I mean? The brand getting better and better, better and better, better and better. Yeah, 420 merch. As far as you can't see that, you see. This happened to be the favorite one right here. People been buying this one the most. We always promoting and branding, you know that. What everybody day been like, talk to me, I talk back. What we got? VR Madness. What's up, gang? What it do? Make sure you hit that like button when you tap in here. VR Madness, what it do, family? You see it? Cindy Haffer. Hi, what's up? What's up? Keegan, hi, what's up? Everybody hit that chat while y'all in here. You see we got new merch. Tribe Gang jackets dropping this month. Tribe Gang 83. Point Club on the back. All y'all in here right now, hit that like button. We got VR Madness. He said, got it. Right, for sure. VR Madness, all right. My boy got it. All y'all in here right now, hit that like button. VR Madness, 83, exactly. I'm dropping unlimited tribe jackets this month. 3 to 4 different flavors. This one of them right here. Go on my YouTube post, check it out. And you know, we already got 420 club members. You know what I mean? And then you know, it don't stop. You know what I mean? 420 club members. You know, we all about the peace pipe over here. Open discussion, open discussion, open discussion, open discussion. What's your favorite flavor if you smoke? Look, VR Man, it's 83, 83, right. Put them 83s in the chat. Make sure y'all hit that like button, though. If we got any smokers in here, man, what's your favorite strand, man? It's called open discussion. We're going to jump around on all topics. Mine, the best strain I done blew so far was Lemon Diesel. And what I'm finna say from, you would not believe it. Actually, it was from Ashtabula, Ohio. I ain't gonna cap. I done blew every strain there is in the world, and to this day, that Lemon Diesel is still number one. Make sure y'all let me know where y'all from in here. Where y'all from? We have people from Brazil, India. Got a motherfucker here from Tokyo around here. You know what I mean? Tribe TV. Go to my YouTube post, check for updates. You know what I mean? How many of y'all watched my last live? My last live was about why are relationships so toxic? You know what I mean? Why are relationships so toxic? You know, me personally, I gave my opinion on my last live why are relationships so toxic. I want to know why y'all feel relationships are so toxic. But oh yeah, by the way, my Lakers on the road. You know what I mean? For sure. I bet y'all are in good relationships. If you're in a good relationship, put the hand emoji. Let me know. And what I mean good relationship is not just financial, like you know what I mean? I ain't gonna count, boy. Niggas been making fun of the Lakers, to the white boy Lakers. Been balling, they have been, dog. I ain't gonna count. I don't want LB to mess up the flow right now. You feel me? I don't. I really don't want to. If you just jumped in here, hit that like button. We Brandon, Tribe Gang, 83, one of the mini jackets. I'm dropping unlimited Tribe Edition jackets this month. You know what I mean? Just one of them right here that I'm promoting, as you can see. You know what I mean? We got the Thoink Club, and anybody know who Smoke Marley know what Thoink mean. Yes, we Brandon. Show is. We dropping unlimited Tribe jackets this month. Tap in for the 85 a piece, unlimited. No, we do not play no games over here. Anybody in who smoke? Tell me your favorite strain if you smoke. Tell me your favorite strain. I already told you mine, lemon diesel. You know what I mean? I don't smoke many flavors. I ain't gonna lie, all the flavors that Burner be showing, I don't know if y'all be tapping in with Burner. The one who kind of started that cookie situation a little bit, or had something to do with expanding it or whatever, if it was around. But all the flavors he be putting up, I don't blew through them already. You know what I mean? For real. I still gotta invite my boy on here, and we gotta have a little flavor contest. I know my boy like, dang, my boy ain't hit my line. Hey, it ain't nothing personal, dog. You know I'm sticking and moving, moving and sticking. You feel me? Trying to stay above ground. Any day above ground is a blessing. Trust me. There's people in the graveyard. You don't want to trade with them right now. They wish they could be where you at, above ground. Because they already know, despite how life was before they left, if you above ground, there's always another opportunity to make it. I'm a basketball guru. I ain't gonna count. I'm loving the energy in the NBA right now. Russell Westbrook, he handling his business with the Kings. Russell gonna do him. You know what I mean? KD, he gonna blow that ganja and just really let the young guys just, eat and do them. You know what I mean? He really don't be pressed for all winning rings. He don't care. He just wanna quote unquote play basketball. You know what I mean? So hey, kudos to him. Yeah, man. Go to my YouTube post. Man, go ahead and look at my post, hit that like button, comment, and subscribe. We got skirts for the females, tribe culture skirts. You know what I mean? I wouldn't recommend that unless you and your chick, just left the bar, and it's gonna go there when y'all get to the crib. You know what I mean? Because the skirts is exclusive. You know what I mean? For real. I had a good day today. I ain't gonna lie. Peaceful day. I got to catch up on some rest. Supposed to go make a few moves. You know what I mean? I don't know if I have time to or whatever, but if I do, I'll take care of it tomorrow morning. Other than that, the weather been crazy. 1 minute it want to start raining, then 1 minute trees want to blow, then 1 minute it want to seem like it's gonna be a hella storm. They don't know what it want to do. It's bipolar. But I know one thing: y'all should be checking out this Tribe Culture jacket. You know what I mean? Let me know your opinion on it. My dog VR Man is putting number 83s in the chat. Look, man, everybody got to find something and start branding it. That's the move now. You know what I mean? Invest in yourself. I invest in myself, man. I'm always upgrading my business. At least once a week. I'm always upgrading. You know what I mean? I'm always trying different things. I'm not scared to. I'm my own boss. I own everything, staff and everything. You know what I mean? I don't got nobody working for me. I do all the designs of anything you see. I created that. I was really sitting around smoking a lot of a big boy joint and just creating ideas and stuff like that. You know what I mean? And I come up with these ideas, sketch it out, and then the rest is history. You know what I mean? You got to keep pushing, even when you feel like nobody is recognizing what you're doing. You still got to keep moving forward because somebody gonna pay attention, even if it's just one person. They gonna pay attention to your grind and say, "Dang, I remember when it damn looked like you were just ironing the stuff on. Now look at you, you know what I mean? It's all about progress and progress and progress and progress. And if I'm gonna get on live, I'm not gonna get on live just to cry and complain about what I'm going through and try to scam the net and for a sympathy donation. Nah, you know what I mean? I'm on here. I'm promoting my brand. You know what I mean? I'm promoting others as far as positive energy. You know what I mean? Any dream idea you got, it starts with just me making one move. It's not about you putting a lot of money into any of it. You know what I mean? You just piece it out piece by piece, and then at some point it all add up. And then next thing you know, you on the road. You know what I mean? I try to. I'm so street. I always base everything off the weed game. Like you buy 5 shirts, you sell them for, let's say 35 or whatever, you know what I mean? And then once you get rid of them, you go back and get 10 shirts, you know what I mean? Then when you dump 10, you go back and get 15, 20 or whatever, how it is, whoever you do it. You know what I mean? Just do it. You know what I mean? You got to start from somewhere. Everybody is not going to hit the like button and like your merch or like your campaign. You know what I mean? So, and it's not meant for everybody to grasp your campaign. It's only meant for a chosen few. But those chosen few who clinged on to your campaign, they're gonna rock with you. You know what I mean? And you just rock with them back, and don't get too bougie on them. You know what I mean? I enjoy branding. You know what I mean? It's like exciting to me. It's like the more and more I focus on things I'm supposed to be doing with my brand and my company, it's getting better and better. You know what I mean? And I'm excited. You know what I mean? Because I know what's in store. You know what I mean? As long as you know what's in store of your dream and your goals and your vision, you always good. You know what I mean? Never be scared. Never be scared to have vision. And don't never think that you tripping over your vision. You know what I mean? Because you gotta see yourself on the mountaintop. You know what I mean? You gotta vision it. You gotta say, at some point, I'm gonna get on that mountaintop. And it's not that you getting on that mountaintop to look down and make people feel beneath you. You know what I mean? You just want to know that air hit a little different when you up top versus you being in the middle or at the bottom. At the bottom, you like, man, why it's always hot all the time? You hot all the time. You feel like you ain't getting no air. Well, it's time to upgrade your surroundings and your situation. You know what I mean? And find a plan, sketch it out yourself mentally, and then roll with it. You know what I mean? Like I say, you don't have to go hard and cop everything all at one time. You know what I mean? Like piece it out. You know what I mean? Piece, and just let it stack up. Before you know it, you pretty much got everything you need. Lights, uh, shirt printers, whatever it is you're trying to do, fishing poles, whatever. Before you know it, 2 poles turned into five turned into 10 turned into 20. You know what I mean? And you just keep on progressing from there, rolling and rolling and rolling. You know what I mean? And don't be scared to get in the streets and grind and connect with the people. You know what I mean? Everything ain't gonna always jump from the crib or from your phone. You might have to get out and go to that sports bar, go to this event, go here, go there. You know what I mean? Because me, I'm my own model. You know what I mean? I can have other people model my brand, which is cool. But at the same time, you gotta work too. You know what I mean? You gotta promote. You gotta go to certain places. You know what I mean? Make people ask these questions. Hey man, what's that? Damn, that's fly. What you got on? Woo, 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 woo. You know what I mean? So you can't be scared, man. Chances make champions, man. I always went by that motto, man, and I'm gonna stick to that motto. Just because you ain't in the street no more, it is certain rules from the street that you still can apply to life. You know what I mean? Even if you're not in the streets doing street activity, it's still certain rules from the street that you can keep. As far as with daily life and daily routines, you know what I mean? Sometimes you have them street ways of keeping your street side, even though you change your life, it still save your life because even though you changed it, you're not in the streets, but you still have your street mentality. It keeps you out of certain situations. You know what I mean? Like when you don't have street knowledge or street instincts, you're gonna end up in some shit and you ain't gonna realize it before it's too late. But if you got like some street instincts in you, you're gonna tell yourself, oh, see, nah, that store over there, I ain't going to that store today. Or the mall, I ain't messing with the mall on Tuesdays, I mess with it on Thursdays. You know what I mean? Because it's more age appropriate. You know what I mean? It's too many youngers being there at this time. Woo de woo de woo. So you gotta just really set goals and write them down and really just stand on business and stand on them. You know what I mean? And push through. Like I said, you're gonna have people who ain't gonna understand your campaign. You know what I mean? They're gonna be like, what's this stand for? What's this stands for? What this is? Woo de woo de woo woo woo. You know what I mean? But like I say, me, I'm gonna keep investing in my surroundings, keep building and building and building and building, and keep putting me a budget aside so I can travel and do the things I need to do to connect with the people, and then put myself in position. Because you're not gonna get in position just sitting around staying local. You know what I mean? Yeah, some people say, well, you want to lock in where you at. You know what I mean? Okay, maybe so. You know what I mean? That's cool and all, but at the same time, you want to broaden your horizon. You know what I mean? Stretch your thinking. You know what I mean? Ain't nothing impossible. It is possible. You know what I mean? It's nothing impossible. You know what I mean? It is possible. I see people come over here from foreign countries, and it started over there with them being in a hut, and it was a dream. And then, how many other years it took, they finally made it over to America, and now they flourishing. You know what I mean? So sometimes, man, we begin to spoil because we be content. You know what I mean? That's just like right now how like my mom worked for the state when I was growing up, so I didn't grow up off no food card. You know what I mean? Like so now that the situation going as far as the shutdown, I'm not freaking out and panicking because of me, I already was paying cash anyway. You know what I mean? And like I say, when you a dude, if you ain't cooking in your crib or whatever, you eating out every day. So I'm not freaking out about the situation because I didn't grow up. You know what I mean? Like I say, where my mom's dependent on the food card. You know what I mean? So I don't knock those who is. You know what I mean? Who tweak it out or whatever. But at the same time, I think it comes with when you get too comfortable and you're used to a certain routine and that routine break. Now you don't know how to act. You don't know how to conduct yourself. You talking about you finna show out and all this and all that. And it's like instead of looking at it like, man, I've been rolling EBT for my 30 years now. You know what I mean? Instead of looking at it like, man, you've been riding EBT for 30 years. Maybe it's time for me to finally cut back on this vice this month so I can spend cash on groceries. I feel like when stuff like this happen, government shutdowns and all that stuff happen, whatever major vice you got for real, it's just really supposed to make you cut back on whatever major vice that you was out of hand with, for real. You know what I mean? Like I said, if you went from smoking a pound, you might have to smoke a half a pound. Because if you smart, you will. Because I'm all about stacking and having some on the side. I ain't really all about just going fully in naked, like just no clothes, no socks. I ain't just ass out type stuff. So um, I like stuff that forces you to be disciplined, especially financially. You know what I mean? Because financial issues is a lot of our issue as far as we do everything else cool, but for some reason when it comes to bread, we mishandle and we do things that we really don't supposed to be doing. You know what I mean? So I like when we get situations where it makes you to have to buckle down financially and have some discipline. You know what I mean? You can't go and be everywhere all the time. Sometimes you got to be on pause. You know what I mean? And I understand that some people just don't understand that because they so used and caught up in being seen all the time. You know what I mean? If they ain't being seen, they having a nervous breakdown in the crib. You know what I mean? Me, I'd rather be a ghost. I don't mind being a ghost. I don't got to be known. I don't got to be seen. You know what I mean? My presence might be felt. You know what I mean? Not physically. You know what I mean? Spiritually, as far as on damn, I feel like he's somewhere around, but I don't feel like I got to be around and be in the mix. Sometimes when we go through shutdowns, you got to fall back. And sometimes falling back and going through a shutdown like this could save your life because if you know you was going out every other weekend or every weekend or 3 times a weekend or whatever was lit, you was there, then this might, you know, and this ain't even nothing major for real. We just talking about food. But with me knowing how the world is, people still gonna live their life and continue to do them. You know what I mean? You only cried about that EBT shutdown at that moment, but that ain't gonna stop somebody from still going to go spend all their money on their vices and then look for a handout in the end. You know what I mean? My thing is, I tell a person, I ain't got nothing for you. You know what I mean? Because I'm always invested in me, so I ain't never got nothing to really give for real. You know what I mean? I can give you, if you're hungry, I'll buy you something to eat. If you need a shirt, I will give you a shirt. If you need shoes, I will give you the shoes. But I ain't finna take you to the mall and splurge on you. Like, them days is over with. I did all that in my younger trapping years. You know what I mean? Your man's come home. You know what I mean? You bless them. You know what I mean? And it be the wrong way because in the streets we think blessing our nigga with some racks in that pack. We think that that's what you're supposed to do, but that's the ignorant way. You know what I mean? Now your man's come home, you're supposed to tell your man's, you say you cut hair or whatever it is you do, you need to get your CDLs or whatever. Now you know you need to tell them the right way instead of doing what we used to do before, a blick, a pack, and some racks. You know what I mean? Because those was like street laws. You know what I mean? Your man's come home, you know, so they don't have to jump out there right away. You know, you put them in a little position. You know, so, but I don't live on those terms no more. You know what I mean? Those ignorant terms, and sometimes it takes for people to really be free for a long time to understand what I'm saying. Some people they didn't grow yet, so they don't understand. You know what I mean? There's other ways of blessing your people. You don't always got to hit them with no blick, a pack, and a couple rats. The couple rats cool, but you ain't got to hit them with pack though. You know what I mean? If you truly want to see somebody prosper, here go you some racks, and then you would maybe you would a person like what it is you like to do the most. Like what can you see yourself doing? You know what I mean? That we could put money into it to help you chill and live life and see what life really is because you only staying out a year, you ain't really seeing what life really made of. You know what I mean? You need to really enjoy life, like go on a life run. You know what I mean? Life is more than just trying to show niggas in jail that you came home and got straight to it. You know what I mean? Like that's all it really be for real. Cause you're not impressing people who out here who been free. We been getting to it. So you getting out of jail, you trying to impress dudes in jail that you came home and you getting to it. When in reality, bro, you making yourself a little crazy because when you capping on the net, holding bread in your ear, bro, But you know how that is years old, bro. Like you embarrassing yourself. You know what I mean? What you need to do is come home and fall in line, get you a job or something, and give yourself a chance. You know what I mean? You coming home trying to jump in, wearing designer and all of that, them days is over with. Yes, people, we still wear that every now and then, but like, it ain't really all hitting like how it was around COVID time. You know what I mean? Like, the streets was like the Super Bowl. Trust me, I was in them. I know. You know what I mean? As far as money, you know what I mean? Now, you know what I mean? It's about growth. You know what I mean? I'm not the same person I was 10 years ago. I'm not even the same person 5 years ago, a year ago. People be scared to admit when somebody say, "Man, you changed. I'm supposed to change, right? I'm supposed to be the same person who I was from 2010." You know what I mean? I might have got up with you in 210. Now it's 225. I ain't gonna get up with you. And it don't gotta be nothing personal. Sometimes people who really understand life mentally, you understand that's growth. If you and somebody homeboys, y'all gonna always be homeboys. Should look at it no different. But because of I'm not moving loose like I might have moved loose 10 years ago, a person might feel you acting funny because they don't understand your growth. And guess what? I'm cool with that because everything ain't meant for somebody to understand. You know what I mean? Make sure I say Tribe jackets available. We dropping unlimited editions this month. Joint Club on the jacket. Let me know what y'all think, but yeah, you know what I mean? Sometimes we think we got everything figured out until it's time. And then the way you had it figured out don't work the way you thought you had figured out. You know what I mean? So you got to regroup. I done took hella L's and had to regroup. I done left storage full of shit. You know what I mean? Completely, jury, all type of stuff. You know what I mean? Like I ain't one of them dudes who gonna be on live, and then in my background I got shoes stacked over here, bro. I did all of that literally years ago, bro. I grew out there. You know what I mean? Like no, that's some people who moving like that, bro. Is people who never had nothing. So you trying to hold on to everything that you bought when in reality it's like if I ain't winning no more, I'd rather give it away and bless somebody. You know what I mean? I ain't finna be all on live and then in my background, everybody in the commenting, oh, I see you got them 12s, oh, I see you got this, I see you got that. I don't even really wear them no more. It's like, I'm gonna go ahead and bless somebody. I do that. I randomly be riding and just see somebody, bro, what size you wear here? Blam. You know what I mean? I did all of that trying to cap and I got 700 pair of shoes and all that shit. That, it don't mean nothing. I just keep me a nice steady rotation of Sabbaths. You know what I mean? When I wear them out, you know what I mean? I get another one. So yes, I'm still spending a lot of bread and still, you know what I mean? But as far as where I'm gonna walk you upstairs and just open a closet and be like, hey, 300 pair of Dior's. Like, nah, you know what I mean? So we ain't moving like that. And I'm gonna keep it real. 9 times out of 10, if you see me with something new, I already been had it. You know what I mean? Like I'm talking about, I done had it for years. Like I'm known for having shoes 2, 3, 4 years type, and then finally wear them. You know what I mean? I rarely go out and buy anything. I'm gonna keep it all the way real with you. If you see me with something, I already done had it. You know what I mean? I just got stuff, and you know what I mean, stuff on top of stuff, and I just don't have to really wear certain stuff. You know what I mean? But I ain't go to no mall and buy nothing and then get on the net and cap like I just left the mall and bought. Nah, I probably already had it. You know what I mean? And I ain't have to go and buy it. You know what I mean? Anything you see me with that you never seen me with before is really all go into my brand. Make sure y'all hit that like button if you just tapped in. It really all go to my brand. I'm disciplined for real. Like I ain't like I said, you see me with some new anything, whether it's yours, yours, whatever. You know what I mean? I've been had that. You know what I mean? If you see me with something new, it's my brand. You know what I mean? Like that's really all I really spend bread on. You know what I mean? And then life itself and stuff outside of my brand. But other than that, you know what I mean? Them days are just going hard in the mall and designer stores and all that. Nah, I'm one of them kind of people. I'd rather stack money to have that for a rainy day in case they pull up and say, "Hey man, you need 100,000 or better just to get on this boat. Here you go, right here. I got this many people with me. You know what I mean? Woo, 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 woo. You know what I mean? I'm all about having the bread. I'd rather have that bread any day versus me trying to prove a point. As long as I know I got that bread, I'm always laughing for real on the low, and I'm cooling and I'm chilling. You know what I mean? If you ain't cooling and chilling, that means that you ain't got that bread. And you in a panicky situation where you feel you always got to be on your tippy toes. But if you somebody who strategize and got discipline, you know what I mean? You already know in a matter of time, anything you shake out of and move forward. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Y'all just tap in. Tribe Jackets, limited edition, dropping this month. There's one of them right here. Go to my YouTube post. Check my post. You know what I mean? Look at that merch that I got. Stroll all the way to the end, and then stroll all the way back up. You know what I mean? And go through every picture. You know what I mean? I got women apparel and men apparel. You know what I mean? And all of that. And I got more women. I got bonnets coming. You know what I mean? Tribe Culture bonnets for women. Yeah, we finna turn it up for real. The rest of this year, next year, yeah. You gonna say to yourself, man, I heard that name before, man. Like, I don't know, I heard that name before. You know what I mean? When you see somebody wearing it, you're gonna be like, man, I think yeah, we're gonna expand. You know what I mean? We only gonna get bigger. I mean, I'm just plotting and strategizing on the low. You know what I mean? And voila, bam. You know what I mean? Like I say, as you can see every time, from the moment I really start focusing in, we've been improving. I ain't gonna cap. I ain't really used to be focused. I was doing other things. But now I'm starting to turn my attention, and it's really about to go down. And I'm really finna make my business expand. You know what I mean? I got the right people slowly paying attention because they in my inbox and they let me know. You know what I mean? So it's just on me from here on out. And I don't mind. I'm good when it's 5 seconds and it's crunch time. My father and mother will tell you that. I don't need verification from the streets. My family will tell you what it is with me. You know what I mean? I ain't got to go get nobody and say, tell them how I'm really living, how I'm really cut. People who really know, they know how I'm cut. And nigga gonna be a gangster, you know. But go to my YouTube, you know what I mean? Watch my lives. My last live was about toxic relationships, you know what I mean? And you know what I mean? Like, comment, give me y'all view. Like I say, you see it, Point Club on the back. I know I be saying this all the time. Be like, Tribe, your phone always be about to die. My phone about to die, so I'm gonna tap in with y'all tomorrow. You know what I mean? We're gonna go live, 3 p.m. You know what I mean? I'm gonna put it on my YouTube post. You know what I mean? Y'all already know. Tribe, tap in, Unlimited Jackets. You know what I mean? 420 Club, as you can see. You already know. We stay doing this. You know what I mean? We stay doing this. 420 Club, Point Merch, Tribe TV. You already know what it is. Like, comment, you know what I mean? Set that notification. Open discussion. That's what it was about. You know what I mean? Talk about anything. Tribe.